All right, welcome back to the One Bar and Lupagus Show. I am One Bar, and Mike Zimmer's press conference is just wrapping up, so we're going to break that down. Before we get into that, remember, subscribe to the One Bar and Lupagus Show. Like the videos. We're here every damn day talking Minnesota Vikings, whether they win, whether they lose, and especially when they beat the Packers in Green Bay in a game that nobody expected the Vikings to win. So let's get into Mike Zimmer's post-game press conference over the big win against the Packers. Mike Zimmer, it has not been the theme of his press conferences to have a smile on his face. And you know what? He actually had a smile on his face multiple times, a big old grin, well-deserved in a tough season. So it was good to see Zimmer a little more laid back. Let's get into some of the more important questions that he broke down. Just overall, one of the questions was basically, did you see this coming? Did you see this happening? And he laid it out. He didn't say he didn't see it happening, but he just said it was hard to say. A lot of young guys coming in, trying to get ready for prime time takes time. He's bringing guys off the street. So he said, without saying it, no, you could tell he was pleasantly surprised. But he answered it well, said it was a great team win. They fought like crazy. They controlled the game, which is very, very important. Didn't turn the ball over, which was very, very key to the win. They brought up the fact that the Green Bay came out and had that quick score, how big it was to come back and score right off the bat themselves. They had to keep up with Green Bay right out of the gates. Gave Kubiak some love, said he did an outstanding job, which absolutely he did. There's been some, not so up and downs with this offense, up and downs with Kubiak and Zimmer himself too. So it was nice to see Zimmer give Kubiak some love, well-deserved. Just over, high picture here. They're talking about the trade deadline. Someone asked, does this win affect what you were going to do with the trade deadline? Does it have anything to do with it? And his quote was, "I don't believe so." And I actually believe Zimmer. He said it depends on the offers they get. And that's what it comes down to. They're not going to give anyone away at this point. Yes, they are 2-6, but they're not going to be handing anybody players for free. So I believe him. I think it does come down to the offers they get. Talked about how crazy of a game it was, not just the injuries, the wind, going to Green Bay, going against such a good team, a lot of things going into it, trying to, Danzer went down, trying to just bring it all together. Dalvin Cook was a big talker, of course. Dalvin Cook with a huge game. Just, Zimmer has never been shy to give Dalvin Cook some love. Said he was a terrific player, a great runner. He had a good scheme. He praised the offensive line, praised the receivers, praised the tight ends as far as just blocking, which he should have, because they did. They had one hell of a game. Going to the defensive side of the ball, just saying, they played good. I mean, really, he said they played good, but seeing the guys that were out there, I think good is an understatement. I think they played out of their freaking mind. The guys that were out there shouldn't have really been out there in any sort of NFL game unless it's the fourth quarter of a preseason game, some of these guys. So Cam Dantzler, you mentioned, he did go to the hospital. He's going to go back with the team, which is a very, very good sign. He said he's doing better. That was very, very scary. So good to see Zimmer say some good things about that. They basically ran out of defensive backs in the third and fourth quarter, which he also alluded to, and they were switching players to different positions. So he had a smile on his face when he was saying it. So even though it was probably a cluster F, Zimmer seemed to be a little proud of the guys that were out there making things happen. DJ Wanham just seemed that he was very, very excited about him, just say how important it was for him and the young guys to see that rookies can make plays. He said, and I quote, "Trust your athleticism." And a lot of these guys we have that are younger do have a ton of athleticism. So good to see. A lot of things he said that they could teach off of this tape. Again, from that, it's just some of these guys that come in, they did good plays. It basically, look, it can happen. Giving these guys some hope in a season that didn't have a ton of hope. He said the pressure on Rodgers was huge. Yes, they only got that sack at the end of the game, but they didn't allow him to scramble much, kept him in check, which was very, very key to keeping this Green Bay Packer offense in check. And then final, someone asked about Hercules Mataafa going to defensive end. Zimmer has said, he's been practicing there. He's got good strength. It makes sense to try him over there. So it was nice to see them try to get Hercules Mataafa out there in a spot where he can actually get some playing time, because he does have a little bit of intrigue there that we all know. So overall, great to see Zimmer smiling. Great to see him laughing a little bit in a big win. You could tell it was probably a huge load off his shoulders in a season that appears to be 100% not great, to go to Green Bay and get the win. Very big, and Zimmer was pleased.